Hello everyone, it's Julie. I've got a one sheet wonder for you today. I made it from one sheet of scrapbook paper. It'll work with various different weights. I've used different ones in my 3 examples. I've used the exact same technique on all 3, but I've decorated them up completely differently on the inside, so they look different. This first one, I used a random sheet of Stamperia paper that I got for the base, but I didn't have much of the Stamperia matching items to decorate, so I've just used all sorts, whatever I could shop for in my stash. Yeah, so we've got one pocket there. Got that lovely piece of scrapbook paper there. You don't have to put a huge thick piece of cardstock in every pocket. That looks pretty, and it affords you some space to journal at the back. This can be also made into a little mini journal. One of them is, which I'll show you in a minute. We've got a pocket there that I've put some more bits and bobs in. I even cracked out the Holtz ephemera for these. We've got a pocket there. That's a little Holtz journal card popped in there. You could do some more decorating on that. Oh, I popped a tiny little paper clip there. Turn over again. I've used another Holtz journal card, and we've got quite a few teeny tags in there. That's just from a piece of scrapbook paper. The others are a couple of Timmy Holtz, as I call him. We've got another pocket there. Again, I think that is from a Holtz. Here it is. I don't think I've used any digitals in this. I don't often use digitals, but they are brilliant for some variety. That's actually a belly band. Aha! Yeah, just remembered. I was going to pop that under there, and then I ended up putting it in pockets. So yeah, belly band, another little pocket. I've not actually counted the pockets, but there is also, as you can see, a large pocket on each side of the cover. I haven't bothered putting any thumb notches in, because if you look, just the way the journal closes, you can access that pocket without thumb notches or anything. We've got another one exactly the same on the front. I've just put little tabs and an eyelet just to fancy it up a little bit. So I've just said it's easy to put them in, and then I missed. Yeah, sod's law. And we've got another little card there. Again, I wanted that in, and it was slightly too small really for my pocket, so I put a tab on with a little eyelet, just inked that up a little bit. Yeah, I think this is the only one that I inked. And then that was in my stash. It was from a previous video quite a while ago. Now, you don't really need to put a closure on these. I just thought, yeah, that looks good. So that's the first one. I'm only going to show you these quickly. This one is all from, well, the 2 Stamperia collections. There's Provence and there's Lavender. Because the colours went together so nicely, I've used bits from each. On the front, I've just made a tiny little cluster from bits and pieces. And I've put a little charm on as well. I couldn't decide which, so I did both. Now that does have eyelets, and I've just threaded a little bit of lace through to close it, but again, it stays closed pretty well. We've got a little card there. I have put a little rub on there. That rub on there is there because it stuck there accidentally. It weren't meant to be there, but it ended up there. So yeah, there are acetate on the pockets. The first 2, the pockets do open at the top, but I have done one differently. Now in here, I've put another little pocket on there. So should we count the pockets? 1, 2, 3. Now these were from Tapology. Yeah, in the haul I did back at the back end of summer, and they are quite thick. So I thought they can be journal cards all by themselves, and they fit perfectly, and they went so well with this collection. These are little cut parts from the Lavender collection, and I've just took one in there. No, you don't need unlocking, Gertrude. Gertrude's been very vocal these days, isn't she? Yeah. I've just put a bit of lace on that pocket. Then we've got another pocket there. I'm forgetting to count the pockets. Can you tell? There's plenty of pockets and tuck spots. So I could do with trimming those down a little bit, or get my burn folder and do this once your glue's dried, just to maximise the room in your pockets. You'll have seen me do it before and things. I could round corners, but because this had a frame I didn't want to. Just put it in straight, woman. There you go. Turn it sideways, do it straight, it'll fit. There we go. Right, turn that over again, and I've just put a little cut apart from the paper there and popped another one of these gorgeous little paper doilies underneath. Yep, room on the back to journal. Just popped a little butterfly there. Again, this pocket I've just put lace on. I didn't put a belly band on like in the last one. A couple of bits from the collection. Yet another doily. They're just so gorgeous. If you want to see the doilies, I have got a link. If you click the all links button in my description, you'll get to my links for Tapeology, Amazon, everywhere. But I'll put it particularly in the description as well. Another little tag there. How cute is that? And then this time I've just popped two things in each pocket. I've popped a little tag with some lace, because these were not full width. Another cut apart from the kit. I just cut it down to make it fit the window. Yeah, another one there and a tag there. So how cute is that? And as I say, you can turn these into journals. I know it's a long one, but I need to show you these. The versatility of this one sheet wonder. Right, I've just used a bit of string there to bind the journal, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to make it a journal, and to close it. But again, these do lay pretty flat. Now this time I've put the opening at the side. Yeah, now this was, is it the garden? This is the garden paper from Stamperia. On the back, in the back page, there was like a calendar with each month separate. And I thought this could make a cute little gardening journal. Make little notes about what you need to do each month. And you could alter the card you put in the front. So if I open it up, as you can see, there is a card for every month. Yeah, and there are plenty of pockets in here to store them all. I want to put 3 in though because I haven't finished cutting them out. But they would fit in here quite easily. That's why I haven't put anything in these pockets in this one. I just forgot to finish cutting all the calendar months out. But they'll store in there very easily. We've got a little pocket there. That again comes in the paper collection. And I've just folded that one to make a little tied side tuck, a little rub on there. I've used quite a few rub ons, you know, when my papers were looking quite plain, just to fancy them up a bit. Again, cut apart from the collection, and I think that's just, yeah, I just cut that out. That's from one of the sheets of scrapbook paper. We've got a teeny tiny little notepad here. Yeah, I've just stapled it. I've not made it fancy. It doesn't need to be fancy. Another one of those. Little, they're the thing you put them in. The faux ones, aren't they? Fake ones. Not what you put in your little plants to label them up when you're potting and growing. I've just decorated that. That's a rub on. A little, I think that's a Tim Holtz stamp. Like I said, another there. And then when you turn this over this time, we have got some pages. Now, in a recent video I did some inking and I just used some paper to clean off my brushes, and oh, look at that. I thought the colours go well, so I'll just pop them in. Bit bright for me, that, isn't it? A lot of colour in this one. And yeah, just tea-dyed papers. A few more on back that have got a bit of colour on. I've folded some over. And yeah, you can make your little notes. And again in the back we've got a large pocket. Put 2, oh, I've not rounded them corners. I'll do it. 2 journal cards there, and that, then again another full month of November. So that's that one. And yeah, so that's 3 all done slightly differently. I'll just give you a quick peek at another one. This again is the same journal. I haven't finished this. This was just a last minute thing. I thought, ooh, rather than make a large pocket, we could make a small pocket and a closure. And I've done a lot of sewing in that one and made flips and flaps rather than pockets. I'm going to have to do a different video for that because it is quite different. Right, let's crack on and let's get started with the actual journal. So I'll get my papers out and I'm back. So I've chosen a pretty neutral, pretty random piece of paper. You should be able to see the score lines. It doesn't really matter which side up it ends up. I'll do it on that side. It's by, was it by this 13 Arts, they're a Polish brand. I got this in Happy Mail, so I don't know where you would buy it. I would say it's about the thickness of Tim Holtz. It doesn't tell you weight on it, but it's scrapbook paper. I've made these with all different weights. You'll be fine. Now I'm going to get my trimmer, and the first thing we're going to do is cut this horizontally into 3 strips. They're all going to measure the same, 4 inches by 12 inches. Oh, now that corner's a bit battered, so I'm probably going to take my branding strip off and then start at this end, hoping that it's a little bit longer than I need. But I can always hide a battered corner with my corner rounder, can't I? Yeah. So I've just turned it round so that if I'm going to lose any, it's going to be from this battered corner side. Right, so 4 inches. You could also make the whole thing a teeny tiny bit smaller than 4 inches. That's 2 done at 4 inches. And then the last one. Yeah. I do find sometimes with European brands, because they are measured in centimetres and converted to inches, they can be slightly bigger. So yeah, it was that much more than 12 inches. That's not going to make any difference if it's more than 12 inches the other way with this journal. Right, so I've now got 3 pieces, all measuring 4 inches by 12 inches. Now, the only real thought I put into this is which piece do I want on the front? And with this paper I've chosen, it doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to have that one, yeah? That's the teeniest, tiniest little last bit of my battered corner, and the end of this piece is going to be folded over for a pocket. So yeah, I'm going to make that piece number 1. I'm going to grab my scoreboard. There we go. And I'm going to score piece number 1. I'm all organised. I've got a... Oh, I actually made a mistake in my measuring. I just need to alter it. There we go. There you go. So, we score this first one at... What do we score it at? 5 inches and 10 inches, yeah. You see, I write it down and I'm no more organised, am I? I think I'm confusing myself. So, score at 5... and 10. We could even, oh yeah, we could have this, we could turn this all sorts of different ways, yeah. I'm just waffling now. Now, piece number 2, we're going to cut a piece off piece number 2, and we're going to cut a 3-inch piece from the end of piece number 2. It could just have easily been piece number 3, but hey ho, that's how I did it. So, if you're using a directional paper, which I advise, you can do this with a directional paper. Bear in mind, if you want to make the full pocket that size, it will end up sideways, but with this paper it don't matter. If you're going to cut a bit off and have a square pocket, it would still be right way up. Shut up, woman, you're confusing people. Waffling. So we cut 3 inches off that second piece, put that to one side and save it, and then we are going to score that at just under 5. And to get it just under 5, I'm just going to hutch it along a little bit. Rather than having it up there, hutch it along a little bit, not quite 1/8 of an inch, more like perhaps a 1/16, and score. That will help it fold. Now, the third piece that we've got, we're just going to put 1 score on that for now. The rest we're going to do by hand. And I'm going to hutch that up and score that at just under 5. Perhaps touch it a little bit. That's it, same as last one. So I've scored that just under 5. So the short piece scored just under 5. That last piece scored just under 5. We've got the 3-inch piece we cut off, and then our first piece that we scored dead on 5, and again on number 10. So I hope you followed that. I will put the measurements up on the screen, and there will also be a description. So the first piece that we scored is going to be our cover. So we're going to fold that 2-inch piece over to make a pocket, and we're going to fold that round, and that is then our journal. I'll bring this back for reference. Yeah, same size. So the whole journal measures 4 inches by 5 inches. I did promise to make a landscape journal. I wanted to make a bigger one, but I've just not had the time or chance. So you've got a little landscape 1-sheet wonder. So that's piece 1. We're now going to take the piece that we cut some off, and we're going to fold that there. Now this is going to become the back piece of our journal. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can attach it on the back like so. Yeah, you do have a small gap. I made it just under 5 because I didn't want it to get too near to that score line. You can do it like so, or if you want the pattern to be different, you could pop it on the front like that, and then that would be the back of your journal. I hope you follow that. So glue it there or glue it there, it doesn't really matter which, other than if you glue it on the outside, your top pocket will be bigger, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to grab my glue. I'm going to use my art glitter glue, and I'm just going to glue down there and along the bottom. Whee. Just a thin, put it down, woman. You always get a better bead when it's on table and your hands on table. There you go. Whee. Right. So then we're going to pop that onto the back of piece number 1. I'm just going to lift that up slightly. I want that to go into there. I don't want it to cover the fold line. I want it just up to it. And to make sure I've got in the correct place, I'll do that. And then quickly make sure we've got it level. Yeah, so that is now the back of our journal. I like that. Now we've not glued it down this side because that's going to be covered over by a pocket, which then gives us a bigger, oh, I should have waited till glue were dried to do that. It gives us a slightly wider pocket there. If we were to glue it on the inside, we'd have to glue all 3 sides and the pocket would be slightly smaller. Now that's not really a problem, it's just something to be aware of. Right, so that's that piece. Now before we put this piece in, I want to turn this end into pockets. Now what I do is I fold this over, and I want that to be roughly the same width as that, so the measurement is not important. I've already said I'm using European papers, so the measurements might be a little bit off on mine. There we go. I'll measure it you anyway. There's going to be somebody wants that measurement. So that ended up being 1 and it's all in the eighths and stuff, and that's 1 and yeah, 1 and yeah. You can see. You read it because I can't work it out. My brain does not work like that anymore. So yeah, it's about 1.5 to 1 3/4. So then that is going to become 2 pockets. Now I'm just going to run around with my bone folder, make sure they're all nice and creased, and I'm going to glue those down. So I'm going to lift that flap, and I'm going to run a bead glue along there. The finer and the nearer the edge you can get your bead glue, the more room you'll have in your pockets. And just going to unfold that while I do this, because I don't want the squidging glue to go on the paper behind. There we go. Yeah, clean the fingers. Can anyone click the fingers? I can't. Sometimes, yeah, I can do that one. I think that's the glue's helping, but that one is just not happening. Right, so we're back to there. I know I'm flipping and flapping, but I'll keep taking you back to that position. Then I'm going to run a bead of glue across there. Now a variation could be that you seal that up all together and just have that as a flip out and put another pocket on. You can do that. I've chosen not to. As I've been working on these, I've realised they are very versatile. There are lots of things that you can do differently to get a completely different journal. There we go. I just like the layered look that we end up with. You know, all these pockets, I just like how that ends up. So that's how I've done it. So, and the reason I've glued that first is because now I'm going to do this pocket. Now, this is where your advantage in having a non-directional paper comes in. You can decide to glue that like that, because that's our score, or you can turn it over and glue it like that. I'm going to do it like that because I like that dotty inside. Right, so that is going to butt up to there. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this on the inside this time. I'm going to glue down there and along there. So I'll put my glue on this piece, so it will be down the crease and along that bottom. So just don't go on the crease, go just up to the crease. Also, if you're going to ink this, now would be a good time. It can be done after, it's easy before. I do apologise to Phyllis, but I don't know what's up with me and inking lately. I think because I waffle that much, then when I ink, it just, my videos end up 26 hours long. Right, so I'm going to butt that up to that crease. Never cover a crease. And then I'm just going to make sure that's lined up. Ooh, while I've got my wiggle time with my glue. I seem to get more wiggle time in winter. The glue doesn't seem to stick as quick. That might just be me imagining it, I don't know. So that's all done there. There we go. Now if you wanted to turn this into a journal, you could attach your papers there. Or you could attach your papers there. It cracks a tiny little bit, this paper, I've noticed. Maybe there because I were a bit heavy-handed with it. I'm just going to bone fold that now. And I'm going to bone fold that. Now I'm going to make the other pockets. So that's the front of the journal. We've got this sticking out. And what I want is I want this pocket to come about halfway along that pocket, because what did I say? I love this layered look of the pockets. So I'm folding it, I'm lining up the top and the bottom. You can adjust the size of this pocket so easily. And I'm just using my bone folder to finish it. So we've got that layered look, I just like it. Then I'm going to take this piece back to there to finish that layered look. There we go. Now each one of these I've made, the measurement is probably going to be slightly different because I've eyeballed it. I'm just going to pop some ink on there because it's bothering me that that starts to crack a little bit. But it just adds to the grunginess if you're inking something. There you go, I like. So there we have it. Last thing to do is to glue that pocket down. And then we have the bones of our little journal. Oh, glue that as well, woman, glue it. Nearly forgot that. See, that little corner that were bothering me will not bother me quite so much once it's glued down. So I'm just going to run a bead of glue there. And same again there. Sorry for flipping it around, but I wouldn't have to flip it around if I was ambidextrous, but I'm not ambidextrous. Sorry I've been missing in action as well again for a couple of weeks. Right, I will now put up on the screen a picture of my craft room as it appeared last week. Ta-da! Now if that works, you sew it. If it didn't work, I'll also pop it on my community page and pop a link to that in my description. Yeah, I had to move the whole desk and everything. I'll tell you while I glue these. So I'm going to glue that flap. The hinge on my window, which is above my desk, broke. And it broke a while back. And the window nearly ended up in the garden. I just caught it in time. Because it's a big swing out, the whole half of the window. And it was held in by the top hinge and the bottom hinge. And the top one just clean snapped in half. Anyway, they came to repair it. So I had to move all my desk and everything on it out. So that was things like that just exhaust me. Right, I'm going to put a little bit of ink on that because I sew it. Now I'm going to glue this bit. Whee. And then we're going to decorate it. I'm going to use some random Holtz ephemera that I've bought. So I bet you do it. We buy these packs of ephemera, we never use them all, do we? And sometimes I don't even mix and match. I get so hung up on things being matchy-matchy. I only ever use Holtz ephemera with Holtz paper and Stamperia ephemera with Stamperia paper. Unless I'm making a full-on journal. And we don't need to do that. Right, so that's everything glued. Now, if you're not happy with how your top or bottom's lining up, I've done quite well with this one. Just come in with your scissors and get a little trimmeroo But that, to me, is fine. Maybe that one's sticking up a little bit too much. So yeah, grab your scissors and get a trimmeroo. That were a mini crafter lunch, not too desperate. Where is it? Which bit am I not liking? That bit. That's it. That's all I needed. I'm just going to hutch that and just rescore it. There you go. Everything is perfect now. I'm loving it. Now another thing you could do with this journal, if you're not using directional papers, you could actually turn it upside down. Before you glue, do this, and it could go that way. The reason I said do this bit before you glue is because our pockets are now at bottom. But you could make it so that your pockets are on the top, and that, we've got the double pocket there. It layers that way, and yeah, look, how good is that? Like I said, this is so versatile. What I would suggest you do is just get 3 random strips of 4 by 12 inch paper and have a play. I intend to do just that. I've cut up lots of different last pieces from different journals, from different scrapbook papers, and I'm going to have a play and make some more random ones. I keep wanting to ink that, don't I? It's bothering me. Right, I'm just going to grab some ephemera, and I will also show you how to make the window. So 2 ticks. So here I am. Right, I have a tool here. I have lots of ephemera, bits and pieces from Tim Holtz. Couldn't tell you what pack that is because it's open. I've got some, they're printable labels from various people. I'll list where I get my labels from in description. There's some frames that I showed you how to make using punctures. I'll link the video. They're the original frames by Mr. Timothy Holtz. And here we have many frames that I have made using this new frame punch board by We Are Memory Keepers. I say new, I bought it second hand off eBay, and I have had quite a few people ask me if I could show how to use it. So I've made a frame there. I like the stitch look. Nick that idea off you, Mr. Timmy, but I just like it. So there we have it. These are all 3 by 4 because I thought they'd be handy for these journals. So if you are mass making them, you can mix and match your papers. It'll be quite nice. But what I'll do is I'll show you how to make this frame with this We Are Memory Keepers frame punch board. So if you don't, this video is all timestamped, so if you don't want to see this bit, you can just move on to the next bit. So I have my piece of paper that measures 3 inches by 4 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 1/2 inch frame all around the edge. Get a piece of paper that's the same size, woman. There we go. So I'm going to turn that into that. I'm not going to sew it on camera though. So what we have here is the frame punch board. Now we have measurements on the side. It will do a 2.5 inch frame, a 1/2 inch and 2.5 inch, 0.25, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch or a 1 inch frame on a piece of paper. I think it will go up to about 6 inches. 6 inches if you want to make the whole thing with the punch board. You could put a full 12 by 12 sheet in the corner of this and it would work. You just have to finish it off with a pair of scissors. So let me show you. So I'm making a 1/2 inch frame. So I've set both of these little diddly bits at the 1/2 inch mark. And I'm going to put each corner in and punch. And it punches that little shape out, and it also gives you that. A perfect little photo corner. So I'm saving all them. No idea what I'm going to do with them. So we do that in all 4 corners. You can fiddle about with it and make the Polaroid style frames where you will have one board that is slightly different. But I don't know if my brain can cope with that at the minute. There we go. So even that, look at that, that just, I don't know why it makes me think of a window, because it is actually nothing like a window, but yeah, it just does. And we've got 4 little things that we could use as photo corners. How sweet. I do love a good We Are Memory Keepers punch board though, but this, I think it's about 30 quid new. I got it off eBay. From a lady who I will link. She does a lot of second-hand tools and punches, and I know a few of you have been over, and I paid £20 plus the postage for these 2. Now individually they would have been about £60, wouldn't they? I've broke 2 of these, so no way were I buying another new one. Through my clumsiness. I love the tool, but I tend to leave that open, drop it on the floor, and that is quite susceptible to falling off when you drop it on the floor. So if you're not clumsy like me, not a problem. But if you're clumsy, you could go through them like hotcakes. Right, the next thing we do is we've got this bit here, and again, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch. Oh, somebody at the door, 2 ticks. I'm back. It's shopping season, isn't it? So yes, we're making a 1/2 inch frame. So I lined that up with the 1/2 inch mark, and then what I do, I'm going to have to turn it sideways. You bob that up there, and then you take out this little cutting bit, and what it will do is it will cut along there for you. Wee-hee. Be careful, you only use it to cut along that piece or you'll slice your frame in half. And you go around all 4 sides. Oh, I should have waited, I'm a bit out of breath now, bobbing downstairs and back up so quickly. So you do all 4 sides, and you've got your frame. There we have it. Now sometimes, depending on how accurate you've been, you'll have little notches and knobbles to cut off. But another thing it will also do, put that back in before you slice your fingers, woman. It will also round corners. Now these 2 holes here, it says on it that that's the corner rounder. So you line those 2 up in the last 2 holes, and you've got a built-in corner rounder. And it's quite easy to use as a corner rounder. Whee! We got a wee in. So there we have it. Your corners are rounded. And what I said about these little notches, I just come in with my scissors and just tied it up. Now that might not be good enough for some people, you might want absolute perfection, but I'll tell you something now, that's better than I could do with a craft knife, I'll tell you. And that is my frame. There we go. It's now the same size as that, and if I wanted it sewed, I'd just sew around on my sewing machine. So I like this. I do like a good WRMK sponge board. It is my ambition over my lifetime to buy every one they've made. They do come out with them a little bit more often than they used to. Well, yeah. When I first discovered them, I thought it was an envelope punch board, and then it's like, oh, and they do this and that and other. Yeah. I need a craft room 20 times. No, now this is not Gertrude. This is Gertrude's sister. I do have, it's my Amazon Kindle, and I have turned on the voice control somehow, and I do not know how to turn it back off, and she keeps telling me to unlock it. I don't want to. So I'm getting very frustrated with her. So that's Gertrude's sister. I don't know what we'll call her. Ethel. Yeah, that's a good one. Right, bring this back in. I've now got my frame. I can have it that way if I want it all matching. Or I can have it that way, which you just know I'm going to have it that way. So because I'm not sewing, I'm going to glue that. I'm going to glue my acetate onto that now. Right, you don't have to put acetate in. You could substitute your acetate with vellum. I can't find my acetate because it's see-through. I've got some leftover bits here. Will that fit? Yeah, that'll fit. So I'm just going to cut a little bit slightly bigger than my aperture. Ooh. If you use your trimmer for this, you might get a bit more accurate, but who can be bothered? And I'm going to get my art glitter glue again. And what I do is I like to put my glue on my cardstock. Oh, I've put it wrong way there. Wipe that off, put a bit of ink on it, it'll be lovely and grungy. Turn it over because I want my dots on the outside. Oh, someone coming down the street with the music blasting. We're very impressed, aren't we? Give them a cheer. Yay. Why do young boys and men think you're very impressed by the music that they play in their cars? I really don't know. Right, get your acetate. Make sure you haven't got glue fingers when you pick it up. And I'm just going to pop that on. There we go. I'm just going to dot it down. Try and smush away from your window. If you think your glue's going a bit too near your window, do that. And it'll smush awaywards. And like I said, be careful you don't keep sticking your finger back on if you've got glue on it. So that's my acetate window done. I think it does add something putting that little bit of acetate in. You can see all my finger marks on it now. I will polish it. Yeah, let's polish it there with bottom of my dress. I can polish outside when it's stuck on. So that's that. I'll wait 2 seconds before I glue that on. So in the meantime, I'm going to make some journal cards to pop on the inside. Now I did say I'm just going to use an awful lot of random Tim Holtz stuff and decorate this. I think we can be pretty speedy. Now I love these Tim Holtz journal cards. How easy are they to fit in everywhere? So we just go through them and find a couple that we like. I like you with the label on, mate. We can put one in the opposite corner. Let's shuffle through them. This would be an ideal one to pop decorated greeting cards, playing cards in, wouldn't it? Ooh. I like you, but I think I like you better there. I'm always changing my mind, me. Yeah, I like you even better. I'm a woman, it's my prerogative. And you, I think I like there. Yeah, I don't mind things being sideways. Now, the smaller cards... Oh, look, that. Unless I made my pocket a little bit smaller on this one than my last one. Yeah. I thought that fit. Maybe I cut it down. Because I'm going to use one of those to make a pocket. Not that one. Oh, yeah, I cut it down. So it's just decorating. Decorating is a personal thing. Decorate it how you want. I'm going to use that as a pocket because then cut off there, it will look pretty good. Now I'm going to get my baby trimmer out now. I'm chopping tiny things up. I'm not measuring. I'm just... There we go. Perfect. That would make a lovely tab now. And I'm just going to round the corners off to make them match. I could use the corner rounder on my punch board, but I'm just going to go back to my old faithful. Yeah, that matches well enough for my liking. I'm going to do a tiny bit of inking on this. I'll probably go around and ink the rest of the journal after. And I think I'm just going to glue 2 edges, that edge and that edge. Then we could put something larger in that hangs out. I'm discovering that you don't have to glue all 3 sides. It's only took me years. Right. And that's that. And it is straight enough. Right. You're making a right mess on your desk already, woman. Ooh. Yeah, on another note as well, I don't like doing big life updates and all that on YouTube, but my regulars will know, and I have had a few people tell me my memory is getting worse. Well, we now have an answer as to why my memory is getting worse. I mean, at times it's so bad I'm thinking I'm getting dementia or something. No, my thyroid gland is not behaving well again. I've had an underactive thyroid since my mid-20s, and for the last few years, it just wants to do its own thing. Right, I'm going to glue that on the front, I think, now. And I've had my annual blood tests, and again, yeah, it's not behaving. So I've got all the symptoms of an underactive thyroid. Mental confusion, tiredness, yeah, forgetfulness. I mean, I know I forgot about ending a video, what I said I was going to do at the beginning of it. It really has been that bad. It's made filming my videos much harder and much more time consuming. That's why you've not seen me as often. But, yeah. At least this time, the doctor has come up with a reason why my thyroid gland is not behaving. And I honestly think, that's not in the middle, is it? But, okay, it's off to one side. And I am starting to feel a little bit better this last week or so, I think. It's because the other drugs are taking the interactions. I've been taking another drug with my thyroxine for 5 years, and the doctor has now just decided to tell me, don't take those 2 together, take them at least 4 hours apart. And that is, I'm not even going to go on about that anymore, but yeah. So, and I think there'll be people out there who know exactly who know that, yeah. And it's one of those, it's for my arthritis medication. I take one that protects my stomach, yeah. And yeah, I'm not supposed to take that at the same time as my thyroxine because it stops my body absorbing the thyroxine. And yeah, 5 years on, GP's decided to let me know this. Oh, right, get on with your crafting, woman, because you could get so angry about that if you let yourself. Right, I'm going to put... Ooh. Is that too many red labels, or do we like it? I think I like it. Now, these are also the perfect size. So I thought I'd best say something. I know my regulars will still be here, and anyone who's not regular will have gone and won't be interested in that. So, yeah. Anyhow. So, yeah, let's see what occurs. Let's see what occurs. Right, I'm going to grab another one of these little ones. So we've got a little typewriter there. I like that. And, I do love these. They're so handy. Ooh. Oh, that one says perfect attendance certificate. Oh. Yeah, I would never have got one of them at school. Never. So we've got things in all our pockets. We've got our front glued on. And now I'm going to come in and do some decorating. Oh, we could put another pocket there. I could do it like I did in the garden journal. If I grab that and show you. I just used a piece of the ephemera there. And I folded it over to make two little pockets. A pocket and a little tuck spot. Because we like a bit of cuteness tucked in everywhere, don't we? So yeah, I could do that with one of these. It's got to be nice on both sides, hasn't it? That one's not going to be. Ooh, I like that. Yes, I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going to fold it over there to make a pocket and a tuck spot. In case you're wondering what these measure, I'll tell you. By measuring one. They measure 3 1/4 inches by 2 1/8. Odd size, Mr. Timothy Holtz. I like that. I'm going to give that a little... device to continue. No, I refuse. The more she tells me to unlock that device, the less inclined I am to ever unlock it again. I need to mess about in settings. I do. And that's another thing. Anything with a series of instructions for me, and I'm telling you, this has been getting worse for a few years. I was on the ball when I first started my YouTube channel 4 years ago, and now I'm like just, yeah, I can't remember where my chair is. So yeah, I need to look in the settings and find out why she's doing it and how to stop her. Maybe there's a YouTube video on it. Yeah, maybe there is. Whee. Yeah, and as for sleep, I can sleep for England. I used to work during the day while kids were at school, get the tea, get them all sorted, and then work again for another 3-4 hours on a night. That's not happened for a couple of years because I'm too tired. I've turned into one of them people that goes to bed at 9 o'clock sometimes, apart from when the insomnia kicks in. Then your sleep pattern's horrific. But yeah. So I'm going to try not to moan anymore. I like a constructive moan, me, or a funny moan. When someone's moaned about something, I'm like, right, you've moaned about it now, shut up, move on to something else. So that's how I try to be myself. Hey ho. Yeah, so if anyone else has taken the thyroxine at the same time as, yeah, I forgot what they're not actually antacids, they prevent acid. Yeah, as them, don't, it's bad for you. Right, I'm also going to grab a longer one of these cards now, because I think, yeah, do you know, I could have used one of these on front as a big pocket. I could, instead of them dots. But I'm going to use one of these to make belly bands on here, because why not? So, yeah, that's probably why I've found it hard to waffle and craft. Oh, I like that one. I do like that one. So I'm going to cut 2 strips to become belly bands on there and there. grab your little baby trimmer. So we know the album is 4 inches high, so I'm going to cut this down to just under 4 inches because I don't want my belly band hanging off the top. I'm just going to cut that curved bit off. I could have cut a little bit off top and bottom and avoided having to cut the curved bit off, see what I mean, so it's square. Then I'm going to cut, I can fit, I think 2 1-inch strips will be good. I'm going to cut it at 2 to start off with. And then I'm going to cut that in half again at 1 inches. Yeah. Yeah, I can remember measurements from a one sheet wonder today, so maybe I am improving. Whee. Oh, I like that. Oh, I haven't done it with Tim Holtz. This is making me want to do a full Tim Holtz journal. That looks so good, all these little layery bits. And can you imagine if you sewed around the edge of all these? They'd look brilliant. I love that look, but I've never had the patience to make one like that. Yeah. Whee. It's not that I have patience, but I want it to be finished yesterday. It's like somehow I don't want to put all the hard work in to get there. I want a quick fix. Yeah. Oh, that looks good. Straight enough. Well, it were until I did that. Yeah, definitely my art glitter glue is drying more slowly in the colder weather. It is still working, it's still sticking, it's not frozen, gone off or anything. Because art glitter can do that, can't it? Am I right in thinking they don't ship it in some parts of America in winter because of that very reason? My brain's telling me that's true, but then again, I could have dreamt it. Yeah, brain fog, yeah. The brain fog is clearing. There'll be no stopping me, hopefully. Don't even go there about the amount of weight it makes you put on when your thyroid's not working properly. After years of being told you must be eating more than you think, or you must not be taking your tablets. And I'm still moaning, aren't I? Shut up. Right, so I like that look. It's starting to come together from such... It was quite a boring piece of paper, this, to be quite honest, weren't it? In fact, it would have probably looked better had I just put a Tim Holtz frame up front, or just put... You know, I might even cover that up with a nicer frame. Oh, look at that. I could do, couldn't I? I don't need to stick with that boring frame. I can put that one on. I might do. So if you see it different on my thumbnail, you know I've got fed up with my boring frame. Right, I now need to put some more bits and bobs on. So I'm going to grab a pack of little mini Timmy bits. Here we go. I think these are called... They're not called little mini Timmy bits. No, surely they're not. Little Timmy mini bits. Although I think, if you're listening, Mr. Holtz, not that I think you are, I think you need to bring out a pack and call it Little Mini Timmy Bits. That's brilliant, that. Yeah. I should go into marketing and advertising. And I've tipped them all out on the table, and we know that's going to be a disaster, don't we? But hey-ho, I've done it now. Come on, static. I've done it. Let me just check my lighting, because I'm waffling out here. You can still see me. Yeah, you can still see me, but I did just put another light on. Anyhow, so Little Mini Timmy Bits. That's just a fabulous name for... I love layering the Little Mini Timmy Bits up. Like so. They just look so good. And I'm not going to bother. You could make another little tuck spot there, but it's where do you stop? It's tuck spot on tuck spot on tuck spot, isn't it? There we go. And I'm going to pop that on. And then I think I need another little colourful tiny label here. I've not done this for ages. Whee. I do think you can't really go wrong sometimes with Timmy stuff. I want a little red label. I could be like, yeah, well, Christmas looking for a little red label. I don't want another round one. Oh, look at that. I think that is actually... Oh, look at that. How dinky is that? But I love it. Who knew it needed that microscopic? So you know when you feel guilty for keeping your small scraps? Look at this, look. Timmy's making them this small on purpose. This is a teeny tiny mini Timmy bit. Teeny tiny mini Timmy bit. Oh, the glue did squidge a little bit on that because it is such a teeny tiny little mini bit. I like that. That's just, yeah, looks better now already. And I'm just going to grab another one of these to pop in. They just all go so well together, don't they? I don't know why I'm faffing about which one. I could grab any, stick it in, and it'd look good. That's the nature of little mini Timmy bits. Although I'm not quite sure I like that one. So I lied. I fibbed. They won't all look good. I don't like that. You're a bit boring. I never liked the man because he's so grumpy. He just needs... And he's taken to, I don't know, a theme park or something, doesn't he? Cheer him up, get him on a roller coaster. That'll cheer him up. I want a mappy piece. I'm just going to cut that down and make that into a mappy piece. In fact, I'm just going to guess size 1.5. If I round corners, I've now just got 2 different sized journal cards left. We really could just go on forever decorating this. There we go, sorted. And that mini belly band needs something under it. They should be glued by now. Don't like that one. We could make one out of the miserable, could cut the miserable man off, couldn't we? We could. Right, so let's make 3 cards out of one miserable fella. There we go. Everything left but the miserable man. I know they look so miserable back then because apparently they had to sit still, didn't they, so long for camera to do the photo that they just, yeah, no one can smile indefinitely, can they? Or can they? I don't know. That one would look good. Yeah, I like that. We could even put him under. We won't be able to see him, would we? That's it. Let's put him under there. He'd look good. You'd look good. That's awful. He looks good with his face covered up. Can you imagine saying that to a real person? You'd look good if you covered your face up. If you get a really dark black pen, you can still write on the back of that and see it. There we go. That's that one. That's going to need something else on, I think. We need something under there. I don't think I'm going to start chopping bits up for there. I'm just going to put that one in. But I need to ink it a little bit. I think you get the gist, don't you? And, oh, we need something to tuck in there. I think I'm just going to look in one of the... There's a pack of mixed ephemera here. I'm not going to take it all out because my desk already looks like a bomb's gone off in a Tim Holtz factory. Oh, look, a house. That just don't fit, does it? Don't know what you're thinking, sticking the house in, Tim. It's not in keeping with the... Oh, that looks good. Well, it does until you cover it all up. The card looks nicer than that man's face. We want to cover his face up. We do not want to cover the card up. Oh, what about a big label? Oh, you're a little label. Oh, that. Oh, I like that. That Paris label in there. Sorted. Them stamps are looking interesting to stick somewhere. Anyway, let's get back to the little mini Timmy bits. Some of the little mini Timmy bits are a bit bigger than I thought, and they could have gone on. Oh, I think I need some bright red somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to stick you there because you look good. Yeah. I used to spend ages faffing and thinking, oh, shall I put it here, shall I put it there? And, nah. There's lots of places it'll look good. You don't waste your life looking for that perfect spot when that spot will do. I don't think that applies to men. especially not ones whose faces need covering up. I'm getting a bit facetious now. I'm going to stop. Just need another label on there. Yeah, pop that on. I don't even know if this one is a Tim Holtz one. I think it's a random digital one that's ended up in the wrong packet. But I like it. Yeah, put you there. Yeah, this is definitely a random digital label that ended up in the wrong packet. I'm just liking the look of it. I think we need something else in there. Yeah, liking the layered look. And then in the top, I really am just going to use 2 of these cards. Is that the same man? What? Oh no, it's a twin. We thought we'd covered him up, and here's his twin brother. Here's his twin brother. He'd look good in that pocket. There you go. We've got him in twice now, his face. And up front, compared to inside, the front is looking so boring, isn't it? So we need to zhuzh this up. And do you know what? I don't think that frame is not savable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of my pre-made ones. I made them in all different sizes here. And I'm just going to stick it over the top because I can't live with that boring frame. It's just not happening. Does that? No, that just isn't good, is it? I like this one with botanicals on. Yeah. I'm going to pop that on and then put some more Timmy stuff on, I think. Yeah, do it, just do it. Do it now before you change your mind. Whee. Now I'm doing this because it will lay flatter. This is where I've sewn it, and I like to flatten the stitches on the back. No. Just no. No. It's not happening. Yeah, I'm going to glue it that way. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue where the stitches is. It will also make this look a little bit more 3D. It will make the acetate pocket look a little bit recessed. Is that the right word? Yes. Recessed. I've got strings everywhere. I think I need to cut them off because they've now all got stuck in glue. So I'm just going to let them fall over my floor and not my desk. So I'm going to pop that over there. That's an improvement already, isn't it? What are you doing? That bird really wants to go in and act. I like that, so I've just come up. I don't know how to stop her doing that. I keep saying words that sound like her name, apparently, I think. I don't know. I think I've found Amazon Kindle as Loopy, as Gertrude. Yeah, I like that. That's much better. Right, 2 ticks. I'm going to have to throw it out at window or something. Sorted. I turned her off rather than throwing her out window. I thought that were a bit extreme. Oh, who knows? Right, I do have some more Timmy bits with flowers in. Where did they go? Here we go. And I think one of those will look good. I know that inside's not very botanical, but I want to use some of these. Oh, look, it's the birdie. I think this is more than one pack mixed, you know. So, yeah. Oh, there you go. Perishable. I'm perishable. Quite like that. Oh, we could put a birdie on it, couldn't? Oh, I like that. I'm getting deja vu now, like I've done a journal like this before. There we go. That's what's going to happen there. Could we have a branch on a birdie? No, we just want the birdie. Birdie, birdie. That's it. I'm going to glue him there and leave his tail just floating in the air. There we go. I like that. I just like that word perishable. I do. Now with hindsight, I don't know now I'm going to start doing all this on front. I think I would have done some stamping. I could come in and do a little bit of stamping after the fact. I want that. Yeah. Perishable. I don't think it is perishable, the journal, but hey ho. I once had someone on a video say, why did you choose to use the word condemned? I have no idea. Why did I choose to use the word perishable? Who knew? Because I certainly don't. Tell you what I am going to do. I could put some half labels tucking out around it and make it look as though they're tucked underneath, even though they're not. Yeah. Just need to trim that off. Then I'm going to just cut that like so and glue it there. Yeah. I think it will make a difference if I ink the edges as well. Oh, a child home from school. Hi baby, just filming. Yeah, so if I ink this edge, oh yeah, that's sort of bringing it together, isn't it? It were too clean. Too clean. You'll never hear me say that about kids. Although, no, actually. A saying in Yorkshire is a mucky kid's an happy kid. And it tends, that's made all the difference. That one little label and that bit of ink, hasn't it? Because I'm beginning to think that didn't all go together. And now I want something red up there. And so I'm going to look for some, not really bright red. Although, oh, I like that. Yeah, do it. Whee. I mean, some people would say don't stick these down until you're happy with them, but I just stick one on, then stick another one on. And yeah, sometimes I regret it, sometimes I don't. But I like that now. All I've got to do now is think of something to tuck in the front. So I will just go and say hello to my child and I will be back with you. And I'm back. I've said hello to the child. Right, so there's some things in here that look an interesting size that I think may... I don't want anything too... I think I may just like that postcard behind the birdie. I don't want anything too... there it is again. Have I got more than one pack in here, or did they put more than one thing in each pack? I don't know. What's that? That's not the right way around. I could spend 3 days picking stuff. So do you know what I am actually going to do? I'm going to cut that postcard down to fit behind the birdie. So where's this? Oh, my desk is a disaster. Absolute disaster. But what's new? I'm going to chop a bit off each end. And then hopefully... Oh no, we need more off, more off. But because the writing didn't go to each end, it doesn't look odd that I'm just nibbling it down to fit. So what's the motto here? If it don't fit, make it. That's going to be a bit tight. So I could have had quite a few decent chunks instead of all them tiny strips, had I been a bit braver, but there you go. So, you know, sometimes when people ask what size to make something, I haven't got a clue. Well, this is why, because this is how I do it. This is how we do it. Now I'm going to round the corners because they're always easier to slide in and out with rounded corners. I'll just do the small one. Whee. And it's going to need some kind of tab on it. But I think I just like the postcard behind the birdie. Yeah, anything else would be far too busy. And now my glue's dried, just to maximise the size of my pocket, I'm going to do that. And then it will slide in even easier. Don't be too heavy-handed with this or you'll rip it. But if you do, you can always glue it back down. So, no it's lost, is it? That, look how much easier that goes in and out now. Yeah. And I'm going to grab I've got some pre-made tabs in here. And I've cut some out of Timmy papers. Oh, I like that. But it's going to cover the postage stamp thing up, isn't it? Oh, well. Oh, well. I'm very tempted to just stick it on back like so. I could. Couldn't I? I'm gonna. No one says I can't. Yeah, I'm going to do that. just stick it on back so it's not covering up the carte postal. There we go. And then it'll be sticking up high enough for us to be able to grab it to get that in and out of pocket. There we go. And if you want to get all fancy, you can stick an eyelet in that. Now, I really needed to let that dry. So, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tidy my desk up and I'll be back 2 ticks just to show you the final thing. And I'm back. Sorry about lighting and shadows. It's got dark now and I do not have the time to mess with my lights. So I just wanted to show you the final bits I'd done. Nothing thrilling, but I decided that postcard were a little bit boring. So I just put a rub on mushroom on it. And I just put that on there because I liked it. It was hanging about. A little paper clip, so I popped it on. I think it had got stuck in one of my little Tim Holtz packets. I'd have had a couple of those on my desk today. And I've just popped a clip on because I like the look on the other one. So I've done it again. And I've put 2 of the journal cards in the large pockets. And I've just put 2 tabs on that I had ready punched in my jar of tabs. So that's it. And I've just inked. Oh, and I popped these in. That's the only thing I've done since you last saw it. I thought that birdie on front might be a bit lonely, so I just popped a couple more birds in. So we've now got 3 little birds instead of 1 little bird. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's shown you that even if you don't have the same things to make what someone's showing you, it really don't matter. Because I have got 4 journals there that really couldn't be more different, even though they're the exact same thing. So that's about all I've got to say about that one. So see you next time. Bye.